Ferrari has done it. After a disappointing start in Australia, the Italian team surprised everyone in China with an unexpected performance. What's changed on the SF25? Can they challenge Red Bull and McLaren? Stay until the end because we're going to analyze everything. Today I'll tell you the keys to Ferrari's improvement, what Leclerc and Hamilton think about the car, and what we can expect for the rest of the weekend. But first, tell me in the comments, do you think Ferrari can fight for victory in China? After a difficult start in Australia, Ferrari came to the Chinese Grand Prix with the pressure of proving that the SF25 has what it takes to be competitive in the 2025 season. In Melbourne, the car showed a significant disconnect between its performance in free practice and in the race, which left the team in an awkward position. With the performance in Australia still fresh in the minds of the fans, the Maranello team needed a decisive response in Shanghai. The Shanghai International Circuit, known for its abrasive asphalt and lack of rubberized coating, presented itself as an ideal venue for evaluating the SF25's adaptability. The constant temperatures and absence of rain were key factors in allowing the car to be tested without external variables affecting the results. Ferrari hoped that the stable conditions could isolate the structural issues the car had shown in Australia and provide a clearer picture of its true performance. Furthermore, the Italian team didn't bring extensive updates for the Chinese GP. Rather than seeking radical changes, their focus was on optimizing the car's current setup, prioritizing learning about its performance in different conditions. Ferrari wanted to take the opportunity to better understand the SF25's operating window, the range of conditions under which the car performs most efficiently, and adjust accordingly. This wasn't a day to test innovations, but rather to consolidate and fine-tune what they already had. The pressure was even greater due to the high internal expectations. Fred Vasseur, the team's technical director, commented after the Melbourne debacle, "In Australia, we didn't see the real Ferrari. In China, we started from scratch." With this, Ferrari made it clear that it didn't consider the season opener a true representation of its potential, trusting that the SF25 could offer more once conditions were favorable. Furthermore, the change in asphalt conditions and layout type in Shanghai offered Ferrari a new opportunity to evaluate its car in a different environment than Australia. While the Albert Park circuit is known for being more difficult to manage, with its mix of streets and tight corners, Shanghai is a high-speed track that allows for a better assessment of aerodynamic stability and the car's controllability under intense lateral loads, something Ferrari hoped to master if they could optimize the right settings for their car. Finally, Ferrari was also closely monitoring the development of its drivers. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton have different driving styles, but both are extremely detailed when it comes to their car's feel. Leclerc, with his Ferrari experience, was eager to find the right balance between stability and performance, while Hamilton, in his first year with the team, was tasked with quickly adapting to the challenges of the SF25 and collaborating on the car's optimization. The seven-time world champion's integration, although still in progress, was key to the team's immediate future. With these expectations and no major technical surprises, Ferrari arrived in China with a clear objective: to understand and fine-tune the SF25 in ideal conditions and with the necessary time to implement key adjustments for the next phase of the season. Ferrari did not bring extensive upgrade packages for the 2025 Chinese Grand Prix. Rather than introducing new aerodynamic elements or structural changes, the team focused on optimizing and fine-tuning the SF25's performance with existing setups, seeking to improve its overall performance through a better understanding of the car and its behavior in different conditions. This was a strategic decision after the problems they faced in Australia, where the car showed a clear disconnect between its performance in free practice and in the race. One of the main aspects Ferrari worked on in Shanghai was aerodynamic balance management. In Melbourne, the SF25 suffered a loss of downforce in qualifying, which led to an increase in suspension height and generated oversteer, affecting its efficiency and handling. To correct this problem, the team opted to lower the ride height in China, allowing for greater downforce recovery, vital for improving the car's grip in the circuit's fast corners. However, this adjustment also posed new challenges, as the right balance between stability and tire protection had to be found. Ferrari also worked to optimize the car's versatility, which had already shown some flexibility between oversteer and understeer during previous tests in Sakir. The SF25's ability to adapt to different corner types is a key aspect that could be turned into an advantage if the engineers can fine-tune it correctly. This behavior allows the drivers, especially Charles Leclerc, to find a more effective balance depending on the characteristics of each circuit. However, maintaining this flexibility without losing performance under high-pressure conditions is a constant challenge. Focus was also placed on tire thermal management, a critical area for Ferrari after the issues they faced in Melbourne. In Australia, the team struggled to manage tire temperatures, which impacted performance during the race. In Shanghai, with abrasive asphalt and fewer unexpected temperature changes, Ferrari was able to experiment with a more aggressive approach to car setup, seeking greater efficiency in compound management and maintaining grip during long race sessions. Although there were no visible technical updates, rumors about possible redesigns to the nacelles and frontal aerodynamic flow continued to circulate among engineers and paddock experts. These changes, if implemented, would have aimed to improve efficiency on straights and in high-speed corners, although so far nothing concrete had been confirmed. Formula One teams often prefer to make subtle but effective adjustments, and Ferrari was focused on fine-tuning and optimizing its car based on the data collected in Shanghai. Furthermore, driver preferences were key in these adjustments. Charles Leclerc, with his driving style focused on precision and car control, expressed that he had noticed improvements in fast corners compared to 2024. However, he also acknowledged that the car's sensitivity to changes in altitude or temperature remained a challenge. This sensitivity is an area of improvement for Ferrari, as it can affect the consistency of the car's performance throughout a race weekend. As for Lewis Hamilton, who is in his first year with Ferrari, his adaptation to the team and the SF25 has been more complex. The seven-time world champion, known for his detailed analysis of the car and his precise communication with the team, has focused on adjusting the SF25's aerodynamic balance based on his on-track experience. Despite the initial challenges, Hamilton brings valuable insight into how to tune the car to maximize performance, which could be crucial for future improvements. In short, the improvements in Shanghai focus primarily on fine-tuning to stabilize the SF25 and optimize its performance without the need for major upgrades. Ferrari knows that the real test will be translating this optimization into consistency, something that will depend as much on the capabilities of its engineers as on the skills of Leclerc and Hamilton to get the most out of the car in various conditions. The key will be making the car competitive in both qualifying and the race, where tire management will be crucial. The Chinese Grand Prix represented a key opportunity for Ferrari to demonstrate that the SF25 has the potential to compete for the top positions, not only in qualifying but also in the race. Despite the obvious issues in Australia, the Italian team showed improvement on the first day in Shanghai, leaving open the possibility of a fight for victory. However, the question remains whether they can truly challenge the strongest teams on the grid, such as Red Bull and McLaren. One of the areas Ferrari needs to improve is its consistency in qualifying. On the first day of free practice, Ferrari showed a solid performance, but the real test would come in qualifying. The Shanghai Circuit is known for its demanding, fast corners, which test the car's aerodynamics and the driver's ability to manage their tires in high-pressure conditions. If Ferrari can maintain the necessary downforce without compromising tire life, it could fight for a spot on the front rows of the grid. However, reliability and performance in qualifying conditions will be decisive. Regarding the race, tire management is always a key factor in Shanghai, especially given the abrasive asphalt that can quickly wear down compounds. In this regard, Ferrari has some advantages, such as its ability to manage tires in more stable conditions. During free practice, the team specifically worked on adjusting the setup for more aggressive tire management, which could translate into superior performance during long runs. However, Ferrari needs to continue honing its ability to maintain car stability and grip throughout the duration of the race. This will be an even greater challenge if track temperatures fluctuate, potentially affecting tire degradation. The main competition remains Red Bull, which with Max Verstappen at the wheel has shown near unbeatable consistency in recent years. Red Bull still holds a technical advantage in terms of aerodynamics and engine efficiency. However, the gap between Ferrari and Red Bull in Shanghai does not appear to be as large as at other circuits. Ferrari has a chance to narrow that gap if they can capitalize on areas such as car stability in fast corners and tire optimization. McLaren is also a strong contender, especially after its dominance in the 2024 Constructors' Championship. The Woking-based team has shown impressive consistency in early season testing, with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri making the most of the MCL60's characteristics. The question will be whether Ferrari can maintain pace with McLaren, which appears to have an advantage in reliability and performance in qualifying and race conditions. However, if Ferrari manages to optimize its car for better tire management and maintains good downforce in Shanghai, the gap could be reduced. Another important aspect is race strategy. Ferrari has historically struggled with managing its strategies during race weekends. Decisions regarding pit stop times, compound management, and responses to changing track conditions will be crucial. Ferrari's ability to adjust its strategy on the fly could be a decisive factor in its fight for victory. Furthermore, the engineers' work fine-tuning the suspension and thermal management of the tires will be vital to ensuring the SF25 doesn't wear prematurely and can maintain pace until the checkered flag. Finally, the role of the drivers will be pivotal. Charles Leclerc, with his ability to get the most out of his car in qualifying, and Lewis Hamilton, who is still adapting to the SF25, have the potential to make a huge difference. Leclerc, in particular, has the experience to extract maximum performance from the car in difficult circumstances, while Hamilton, although still in the process of integration, has demonstrated in his first days with Ferrari his ability to offer valuable feedback and help fine-tune the car's balance. In conclusion, although Ferrari showed positive signs on the opening day in Shanghai, the real test will be their ability to maintain this performance in qualifying and, more importantly, in the race. If they can resolve their stability and tire management issues, Ferrari has a real chance of challenging for victory, although they still face stiff competition from Red Bull and McLaren. The key will be how the team's engineers manage the settings and how the drivers adapt to the changing track conditions, all while maintaining consistent performance throughout the weekend. Ferrari showed signs of improvement on the first day of the Chinese Grand Prix, following a difficult start to the 2025 season. Although there were no significant technical updates, the team focused its efforts on optimizing the performance of the SF25 with its existing setups. Lowering the ride height and adjusting the aerodynamics allowed the team to improve downforce, a crucial factor for the car's performance on the Shanghai Circuit. Despite these advances, Ferrari's true test will come during qualifying and the race. The team will need to demonstrate that it can maintain a good balance between car stability and tire efficiency, key elements for its success on the Chinese circuit. Compound management will be key, especially on the abrasive asphalt, which can quickly affect tire wear. If Ferrari can maintain race pace without compromising tire durability, they could be in contention for the top positions. However, the challenge remains significant. Red Bull, with Max Verstappen, remains the team to beat, thanks to its advantage in terms of aerodynamics and efficiency. McLaren is also a formidable opponent, with consistent and competitive performance. Ferrari, for its part, must focus on fine-tuning its setup and making the most of the opportunities offered by the SF25. The combination of a more balanced car and drivers like Charles Leclerc, who has always proven to be competitive, could allow them to be in contention for the podium. Teamwork and the ability to quickly adapt to changing conditions will be essential to ensure Ferrari achieves its goal in China. If they can resolve the consistency issues they have endured since last season and maintain solid performances in both qualifying and the race, they could take an important step toward regaining competitiveness. Ultimately, while questions remain about Ferrari's ability to challenge the championship leaders, the first day in Shanghai shows that the team has potential for improvement. The rest of the weekend will be crucial to confirm whether these advances can be translated into consistent, competitive performance. The 2025 season is still young, and Ferrari has time to fine-tune its car and strategies, but the next few days in China could be decisive in determining whether they can truly challenge for victory or if they still need to develop their potential.